Today's video is more of a reporting style, something I can actually tell you and inform you that is going on with actual buyers right now, December 2022, January 2023, that I feel is pretty important to chat about and really document what's going on at the moment. There's Wally deciding to make an appearance. It's not a cow, that's my dog. Before we begin, let me give you just some foundation, if you will. Here specifically in Phoenix, which is a major city, or at least we think we are, our inventory did in fact go up, and it went up at an alarming rate where it went from like being $4,000 or $5,000 or 4,000 or 5,000 inventory earlier in the year to, I think our peak was around October, where we hit about 21,000 combined active and coming soon listings. Well, over the last month, there's been a sharp decrease of these listings. We currently, as of a few days ago, we were at 18,395 listings. So there was a $2,000 sharp drop, which, normally is normal. Holiday season. However, kind of alarming to see just a sharp drop. Just like sharp increases are alarming, sharp decreases are alarming. So what this has done to the buyer sentiment is we have home buyers now who, yes, there's still home buyers out there, who have this new sense of confidence and like almost authority, right? I don't even want to say confidence, like authority. Like, yes, we are in control now. Is since buyers have this new sense of confidence and are so sure that the market is turning over for them, that they are coming in with these super aggressive offers. Now, on the other side, we have sellers who have reduced prices, who are lowering what they need to do to be competitive. However, they're staying firm. Am I tucking out of my booty? No, it's actually happened to about 4 people that I've been helping over the last 1 or 2 weeks. And like 2 or 3 of them made offers. One of them was like thinking about making an offer, but either way, let me share like 2 stories. One story, there's somebody who, there was a listing for $465, 90 days on the market, needed a lot of work. My client justifyingly was like, hey, let's make an aggressive offer. I don't remember that number on top of my head now, but I'm pretty sure it was like 430 or 445. It was like really aggressive. And on top of that, we asked for $10,000 in concessions. Now, a lot of times agents, we like to think we know what's happening, but really right now we're charting new territories. We're pirates right now. We're traveling new seas, our Métis. So submitted the offer. And surprisingly, the seller didn't get emotional. They didn't get too aggressive back. They countered back at $450 with $5,000 of concessions. So essentially $475 all the way down to $430, $440 minus $10K. Now $450 minus $5K. Buyer saying, nope, we are so sure. We're going to continue to look. We're not going to settle, and we are still looking. Second buyer was, let me look up the situation real quick. I want to give you actual numbers. Was a house that only had 4 days on the market. So potentially that was the reason why. It was a $410,000 listing, and the buyer offered $385 with about 3% in concessions, which is probably a little bit over 10K. I'm sure I'm putting the actual number now, and hopefully I don't look too dumb. So about 375-ish, right? 375-ish? Yeah, 485, yeah. So let's say 375-ish, okay? The seller didn't even bother countering. They said, we're not taking your offer seriously. They're, according to them, in a tight budget, and if they want, they'll touch base back in a week, but basically just like, no thanks, right? Basically. So that's a situation where this, you can say the seller got emotional, or simply they just were very straightforward and said, no thanks, we're not going that low anytime soon. Buyer, I think, just wanted to move on. So it's a very interesting situation here of what's going on, where we have buyers who have this newfound authority, who have this newfound confidence, and are very assertive about the fact that they should get a great deal. And we have sellers who are reducing the price, but they're remaining very firm, both sides being very stubborn. And right now we are in what I call a real estate stalemate. What I love about the analogy of a stalemate, and if you're wondering if I used to play chess, I was like 22nd place in my regionals tournament in 5th grade, okay? It doesn't imply who was winning or who was losing before. Like a stalemate is those who play chess know one side can be very confidently winning for an extended period of time and completely blunder and stalemate. At the end of the day, the only thing that match has a history of is a draw. It doesn't matter who was winning really aggressively, who was losing really aggressively. It is simply a stalemate. Right now, we have both sides being very stubborn, and it's very interesting to see what's going to happen. If buyers decide to give in and say, fine, we'll give you that additional price that you're looking for, although it's price reduced, but we'll give in and give you what we need. Hopefully, there can be a middle ground where, hey, we'll give you the list price, but we want 5,000, we want 10,000 in concessions, right? Around something, hopefully around that number. If that happens, then basically prices are going to stay firm. Or if they don't stay firm, there's going to be a very slight decrease because of the concessions, or it's just going to be a more of a, the blow is done and it's starting to settle in, right? However much the sellers reduce the price is going to actually be what sticks. Now, if the sellers start giving in and say, fine, we'll reduce our price further, this will happen because it's a situation where a seller has a lot of equity and they'll like, okay, we'll take the 20, 30K hit. We're still making 100, 200K. Then that means prices will continue to reduce. And what I'm concerned about is if prices continue to reduce, everybody thinks the market's going to crash and everything's going to go bad. But here's the problem. There's a lot of people on the sidelines waiting to strike. And buyer sentiment right now, is whether they're actually working or not, is this is our time. We're actually seeing prices in our areas that we've been looking at for the last 2 years start to match the areas, the price that we actually qualified for. Yes, rates are a little higher right now, but they are lowering. We want to finally be able to buy. There's a lot of people that basically got the short end of the stick and weren't able to buy over the last 2 years. I mean, all we need is about a 2, maybe 3,000 buyers, and we're back to that absorption rate being around 2, 18,000, 19,000, 9,000. So I'm going to try to make a follow-up video to this in the next month or so if I see some major changes. So stay tuned for that. And of course, if you're thinking about supporting the channel, check out my Patreon. I got a bunch of buyer resources there. And if you're looking for an agent referral, homemoney.com/Javier. I appreciate everybody's time, and I'm looking forward to a nice, insightful conversation in the comment section.